Hello everyone, I'm Metis Balaska and welcome to the stream. So, last time we delved into Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, but now it's time to get back to Persona 4 Arena. I will be switching between the two. Since the Persona 4 Arena story has been taking so long, and it hits a lot of the same beats anyway. So there's that. Anyway, yeah. Last time we started Akihiko's story, and he seems very eager to get into this whole. Whatchamacallit, this whole P1 Grand Prix thing. And so let's get to it, shall we? Seriously? I pre-started the game so we didn't have to deal with issues with it starting like last time. I take a deep breath next to the collapsed kanji to lower my heart rate and wind down from the battle. Then I calmly re-examine my surroundings. During the battle, I had noticed that the spectating students had changed into something completely different. They're not humans. Their silhouette shaped like people or something. I don't know why they're showing their true form now, but that's fine. If they're not human, then there's no need to worry about them. I'll just leave them be. And if they happen to turn hostile, I can easily crush lifeless creatures like that. Kanji regains consciousness. He recovered much more quickly than I was expecting.
It's amazing. So this is what you meant by going at it with nothing to hide.
When did I say that?
You're one passionate guy. Guess you're no ordinary pervert.
Since when am I a pervert?
Kanji flashes a bright smile, and that's different from the one than the one he displayed before the fight. Anger and hatred have fled his body entirely. Now that the fight is over, he seems like he's got the spirit. He's got spirit.
Man, for a dream, this sure hurts. Huh? That's weird. How come a dude I've never met before is here in my dream?
Dream? What are you talking about? Aren't we inside the TV world?
Huh?
The TV world. If you can dream with your eyes open, I'm pretty impressed.
What? You're inside the TV? I seriously thought this was all a dream!
It does seem like Kanji's acting. It doesn't seem like Kanji's acting. He honestly seems to think that this entire thing was all a dream. I thought that people in that promo video were related to the general, but maybe everyone in here was actually dragged into this by force. If so, I can't abandon the others who were in that. Who were in that video either.
Hey, do you have any idea who the other people in that video were?
They were pretty much all my friends, but... Oh, crap.
Kanji clutches his head as something occurs to him. This seems quite
It
serious.
was a dream, so I kinda sorta beat the snot out of a couple of them.
Well, if they lost to someone who was half asleep, they'll just have to suck it up.
You think so? Things are just that black and white to you, huh?
A to B thinking. Seriously? I thought it was going to be some important I thought it was going to be some important information. This kanji guy is being yanked out of his normal life into this weird situation, yet he seems oddly blasé about it.
This isn't a dream. Then Ted and Rise are really hosting it?
General Teddy. The other Teddy said that he was a fake.
A fake? You're kidding me. How'd he make such a perfect copy of the bear suit?
That's the part you're hung up on?
Yeah. They're hardly twisted bastards who enjoy watching friends crush each other.
You seem pretty sure of your friends.
Man, the things I went through with those guys. And here I thought you were a pervert who wasn't listening to a word I said. Guess I had you figured wrong.
Looks like this guy's having a tough enough time just changing the way he thinks about me. Maybe he's just an idiot. The way his expression changes to that honest and relieved look when he's talking about his friends. It seems he has friends that he can really trust. If we'd met under less dangerous circumstances, I wouldn't mind sitting around and chatting with them for a bit. But I have a duty to attend to right now.
By the way, have you heard the name Labris anywhere? She's supposed to be somewhere in here.
Huh? Lab rat? What?
I see. Now, if you don't know, don't worry about it.
Lab rat. And with that, I leave Kanji and begin walking towards the door. Kanji calls out and stops
Hey,
me.
wait a second. You haven't told me anything about you. Who are you? What did you come inside the TV for?
There's no point in explaining.
Kanji attempts to stop me, but he changes his mind. His expression tells me that he's not satisfied with this outcome, but he swallows his frustration and takes a seat on the ground. Since he's fought against a number of people already, he must understand that he can't proceed on because he lost. Kanji looks directly into my eyes and speaks up.
Well, I was the loser here, so I can't complain. This isn't a dream, and my friends are in trouble.
That's all you need to say. I answer with a smile.
I know. I won't let anything happen to him.
The way you fought says it all. You can't throw punches like that without a shitload of training. I can feel your determination behind every one.
Yeah, the same's true for you. Good work.
Praises exchanged after trying to beat each other senseless. We have a moment that only those who have just brawled against each other can share. Kanji's skills are exceptional for a high school student. When I was in the boxing club, there were only a handful of guys who could stand to trade blows with me like he just did. Considering that he is this good with self-taught fighting skills, there's no question that he'd become an unparalleled fighter if he had proper training.
But you should be careful. My friends are hella strong, you know? If you're not careful, you'll be eating pavement.
Was that supposed to be a genuine warning for me, or was that a boast about how great his friends are? Either way, I can understand the feeling behind his words, so I smiled back at him.
I don't know about that. My fists can't be stopped that easily.
There's nothing more I need to say to Kanji. I turn and begin running down the hallway. Sometime after parting ways with Kanji,
Pointless.
I'm still wandering aimlessly through the high school building. I have no idea if the path I'm taking right now is correct or not, because the invisible walls keep getting in the way. I spot another window and reach towards it.
Guess they fixed that little loophole.
It didn't take them very long to put invisible walls over the windows. Just as I pull my hand back, the PA system blares.
No more breaking the rules. Seriously. Exactly. Why can't some people follow simple directions?
You act like I ever intended on following your rules.
The fact that they have gone to the trouble to correct their oversights means that limiting our movement must be very important to them. They don't want to let us escape. That's probably so. That probably means there's something waiting up ahead that they placed there for me. I follow the path dedicated by the invisible walls until I reach a classroom. Is this where they wanted me to go?
Akihiko, you're all right. Then again, seeing you isn't necessarily cause for celebration. If we're both here in one place, that means...
Yeah, looks like it.
Who I found inside the classroom was none other than Mitsuru. Normally, running into her would be a great relief since it would give me a capable ally, but since the stupid P1 rules are in effect, that isn't the case here.
You're my next opponent.
this is exactly what the enemy wanted.
When Mitsuru makes this bitter declaration, the monitor inside the classroom turns on. I already knew who I'd be seeing. It's the general.
Ta-da! Well, this is about to get real interesting. An unwanted battle between friends. I hope you two enjoy it to the fullest.
Is that supposed to upset us? Can you believe this guy, Mitsuru?
This certainly is an unwanted battle between friends. I have no intention of fighting against Mitsuru. But we both understand what needs to be done in order to accomplish the mission. There's no way we would allow a little something like this to shake our resolve. But oddly, when I look back towards Mitsuru, I see her looking at me with pity.
I'm sorry, Akihiko. I believe I may have driven you into a corner.
Huh? What do you mean?
I should have realized much sooner. It's not strength you truly desire. What you really want is to forget your fear of losing others. That's why you throw yourself so fervently into your training. It's a twisted form of escape. At the very least, you can allow me to put an end to such things.
Ouch, going for the jugular. Forget my fears of losing others, huh? As Mitsuru well knows, I have lost countless things up till now. And that anxiety that I buried somewhere in my heart may strike at me at any moment. But the Mitsuru I know wouldn't bring up something like that at a time like this. It'd be obvious to my friend, to any friend of Mitsuru. There's something going on here.
Teddy and Kanji also started getting personal before the fight.
I love how he's still calling him Daddy.
Is this some kind of trick?
I've got no idea what you're talking about. Sounds to me like she means it.
I don't know what you're up to here, but you're gonna have to try harder. It's fine, though. I'll just take this chance to enjoy some serious sparring.
Those who encounter one another must fight, and only the victor may proceed. Since this rule still stands, we've got to fight. They've removed any choice we had. I turned to face Mitsuru once again.
People I wanted to fight once I got back to Japan to test my skills. And you were at the top of the list, Mitsuru. Didn't think I'd get a chance so soon, though.
Mitsuru takes her stance without saying a word. The tension of battle sends a tingle through all the muscles in my body.
Here goes, Akihiko.
Come and get me, Mitsuru!
Finally! Fight!
You're up.
No, you can! I whiffed. Jug ruined! Oh my.
I'm coming for you.
That was close.
Close battles. You both fought well.
The battle is over. I glance down at Mitsuru. She keeps her firm expression and opens her mouth.
I yield. Your skills have improved tremendously, Akihiko.
Yours too. I was really worried there that you might execute me.
Mitsuru gives me a wry smile. That's the Mitsuru I know. So her odd behavior prior to the fight was all the general's work. I wonder.
Mitsuru, what did I say to you before the fight?
Huh? Why do you ask? As I recall, you said some unkind things about my late father.
Oof. Yeah, that's a sore spot for Mitsuru. I knew it. Of course, I have no memories of saying anything like that, because I didn't. The general's probably got some trick that warped the opponent's reality, so that good friends will hate each other. Maybe it was all an illusion? I don't understand how it all works, but there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Mitsuru and I turn towards the monitor and smugly smile at the general. His little gimmick was completely useless. General Teddy can barely contain his hatred as he responds.
How can you fight without holding back like that? People hesitate more when they face their friends. They break down. They suffer. So how come you aren't suffering?
I mean, when you face the apocalypse together.
Why? I don't understand.
I'm not surprised. Anyone who needs to trick people to get his way wouldn't understand. Our bonds aren't that flimsy.
After the general glowers at us, the communication cuts off. Suffer, huh? The general was going on about making us suffer earlier. Is that why he has us all fighting here to make us suffer? But then why would he steal Labras?
Akihiko, let's compare notes. I want to confirm our situation.
Right. Although I don't have much for you.
I give her a summary of everything I figured out up to this point. Since Mitsuru's persona has a search ability, I'm sure she's been able to gather much more information than I have. She seems to already know everything that I discovered, so Mitsuru fills me in on what she's learned. I guess it's safe, though neither of us have encountered her. All of the high school students in the commercial seem to be persona users. And the general seems to be gathering persona users into this world. Unfortunately, neither of us knows what his true intentions are. What his intentions are. But more importantly, where's Labras?
Find Labras?
Iga seems to have made contact with her. She seems to be calling herself the student council president of the school. In fact, she's going so far as to play the part.
Play the part?
She seems to be unaware that she entered a TV. It's possible that someone forced her in here, but that doesn't explain why she's acting out a role in school life.
I have no idea what that could be. I have no idea what that could be about right now. This place is a school, but it's still just a copy of a school in another world. What kind of school life could possibly be here?
One more thing. I heard a strange voice. I'm not certain, but it's most likely Labras. Either her inner thoughts or her memories. It was a voice of deep sorrow, suffering, sadness. It was so vivid I wanted to cover my ears.
Mitsuru cast down her eyes, as if reliving the pain. A great portion of Ergo Research's data was lost because of the actions of a former researcher. He was the mastermind behind the events 3 years ago. All of this must be mortifying for Mitsuru. That man is the reason why her family was taken from her.
If that was truly Labrys, then she's practically human. She may not be that far behind Aegis in terms of mimesis.
And like I said before, Aegis has gotten closer to being human than any other robot character.
Sure, Aegis' sister unit would have a mind. But does that mean the older version is more advanced?
Doesn't seem likely, but I can't say for certain. Still, I'm only speculating, but I feel like her deeply negative emotions are connected to this tournament.
Connected how?
Do you really think Labrys was stolen? The General seemed to want to make us suffer rather than eliminate us. Would a thief wish for that? Or draw in unrelated high school students?
I see. That General Teddy's actions do seem in line with what Labrys wants. He actually may in fact be Labrys.
It's possible that Labrys regained consciousness much earlier and escaped when she was being transported.
I can't deny that possibility right now. But there is something else I do know.
Mitsuru, you're doing your brow furrowing thing again.
What? That doesn't matter right now.
You're overthinking things. All this conjecture and speculation will drive you nuts. Let's pick this up again once we defeat the enemy.
Mitsuru's always been like this. She imagines worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened yet, and burdens herself with coming up with contingency plans based on them. Even though she doesn't necessarily stop moving forward, it certainly does weigh her down. Sometimes we need that hard-headedness, but there's a time and a place for it.
Ever think that maybe it's you who's underthinking things?
Anyway, there's no time to lose right now. You know where the enemy is, right?
Yes, I've traced its location. It should be nearby. I will leave the rest to you, Akihiko. Don't disappoint me, all right?
As Mitsuru says those words, her expression softens a bit. It seems that I've been able to reach her.
Of course not.
Mitsuru has grown as well. She changed since that battle 3 years ago. Now that I think about it, a lot of time has passed since then. None of us have remained stuck in the past. We've all changed. I part ways with Mitsuru and hurry on ahead. According to Mitsuru's search, the enemy seems to be nearby. The enemy is waiting for her encounter with us as well. Well, that's one wish I wouldn't mind granting at all. Just as I reach the top of the stairs, a loud noise punctuates the atmosphere. Is someone on a rampage with their persona? No, that's not it. It's the sort of sound that a massive object creates upon an impact. I hear it again, coming from the room ahead. There are no invisible walls that prevent me from making my way towards the sound, and I finally reached my destination.
The announcement room. Here we go.
The monitors and PA system must have been controlled from this room. I grabbed the door handle, but it won't open. This is different from those invisible walls, however. It's just an ordinary door. Sorry if there's a broadcast going on, but I'm going to have to punch my way in. I smashed through the door and enter the room.
Whoa! It's that red cape guy I saw earlier!
Everyone inside immediately wheels around to face me. There are two female students before me. One of them I recognize from the video, but the other is an unfamiliar face. It's my first time seeing her, but I immediately know who she is. She looks just like a regular person, aside from her mechanical parts. It's Labris. And General Teddy.
So it wasn't Labris after all.
Immediately, General Teddy, who's glaring at me, begins to change. Oh, getting right to it, are we?
I am a shadow. The true self.
Another Labris.
Well, this is completely unexpected. I can't even come up with a reason for why something like this would occur. Maybe this is another one of his illusions. No, if that were true, then what I'm seeing would be more would be a more direct assault on my inner thoughts. I start inventing and discarding possible reasons for what's happening. Eventually, I just cast aside all my theories. I take a deep breath and calm myself. What is my objective? I was summoned to retrieve Labris and to prevent any danger from spreading. It doesn't matter if there's one or two, or 21 or 21 of her. My initial objectives are unaffected, and I will give everything I have to complete my mission.
Fine. I'll just calm them both down.
Seeing the hostility directed at me, I smile, eager for a fight.
Why did it have to be now? Who the hell are you?
We've come to take you in. Would it clear things up if I mention the name Kirijo?
One Labris looks at me and yells in rage, but the other recoils in horror.
No! I'll never go back there!
Crap, she ran off.
Damn it, get back here!
The other one dashes after the first one. I immediately try to pursue them, but
Hey, wait a second! Who are you?
the remaining girl in the green warm-up jacket stops me. If I recall correctly, she was the female student introduced as a carnivore in that commercial.
Go after them. You're better off forgetting what you just saw.
Wait! You can't just...
She appears to be uninjured, and I can't lose time dealing with her. I ignore her and book it after Labris.
Hold it right there, Buster!
That voice. She caught up to me, though I'm running at full sprint. She must be quite the exceptional athlete. But I can't drag her into this. This is my duty. Should I run even harder? That might cause me to redline my heart rate, and that would deaden my legs for any upcoming fights. Or should I convince her to leave? Unfortunately, it seems that both of those options have been taken off the table now. I wrap my fist where there is nothingness. Resistance. Another invisible wall. Looks like looks like this is the enemy of this is the enemy's way of buying time. Sure enough, the female student catches up to me and confronts me as she tries to regain her breath.
You're gonna tell me what's going on.
So she wants an explanation. There's no harm in telling her what's going on, since her friends are already caught up in this mess. But there's no need for them to learn details about it. If they just return to the real world, they can get out while keeping relatively normal lives.
What would that do you?
What?
I'm here on a certain mission. You could even call it a duty. My resolution is nothing like yours, based on curiosity.
A duty?
I hit the invisible wall.
Ridiculous Grand Prix is still going on.
What? Wait, you mean...
The girl hurriedly reaches around at the space behind her. As I expected, her hand hit an invisible wall as well. That wall didn't exist when I first passed through that area.
We're trapped. So, like, do we...
That's what you get for coming after me so recklessly. The rule that one opponent must be defeated is still in effect.
She may be a girl, she may be a girl and a student. Don't be sexist, Akihiko. But I don't intend to go easy on anyone as long as I have a mission to complete. I unleash the aura that instantly silent so-called tough guys all around the world. I was hoping she would quietly back down before I before I had to go this far. But even though my aura dampened the girl's resolve a bit, she didn't even take a step back.
All right, I accept.
Why are you willing to go to such lengths to catch up to Labris?
I don't know why. I just know that she was in pain. I don't know if my reasons are better or worse than yours, but I can't turn my back on her.
The foolish words of a child. But there's a fire in her eyes that makes up for her lack of reason. I gotta say, I prefer that more than wasting time with needless chatter. She definitely piqued my interest a bit.
Alright. To answer your question, what you saw was the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. She was given a heart so she could use a persona.
A weapon? Then she really is a robot. But she's so cute. And she even sounds like a normal girl.
Again, I take offense to that, TA. I mean, look at me. I'm adorable. She has a perplexed look on her face. Even though she's already seen those mechanical arms and legs, it must be hard to believe that a robot could be that lifelike.
So that's what her lost memories were about. And since she has a heart, she has a shadow too.
She has a shadow? Do you mean the thing where there's 2 of her?
The girl does her best to explain the structure of the TV world to me. The world inside the TV apparently mirrors the feelings of those who enter it, and its appearance changes accordingly. She tells me that this fake school was most likely created from this president's Labris's psyche. She also explains that the repressed inner thoughts within oneself separate inside the TV world to become a shadow, and that those shadows try to kill their originators and replace them.
I get it now. The mastermind behind all this isn't Labris, but her shadow.
I think that's it anyway. But I wonder what's with this tournament. What could she have wished for to make this happen?
I have some suspicions about that. Labris may have been forced to do some inhumane things while she was in development. Her original circumstances may be related to the setup of this Grand Prix.
The girl goes pale upon hearing my words. Such a tale would be unimaginable for those living ordinary lives.
This tournament is a reenactment of what Labris went through in her past?
Even Mitsuru doesn't know that for sure. If there's anyone who can claim to, it would be Labris herself.
That's all I can tell you. If you still want to search for her, you'll have to defeat me to move on. What'll it be?
The girl holds her tongue for a moment, but it isn't because of fear or hesitation. I could tell from the look in her eyes, she's made up her mind.
If Labris wished to make us go through what she went through, that means she wanted to be understood. She wanted someone to save her.
That's just your guess, though.
But if it's possible I'm right, then I can't abandon her. That's why I won't go back until I've saved her. Her heart is worth fighting for.
Save, huh? Her eyes tell me that she completely believes what she's saying.
What's your name? Mine's Akihiko Sanada.
I'm Chie Satonaka, a third year at Yasogami High.
I like the fire in your eyes. Then let's fight. And see whose passion comes out on top.
Yep, the filler pipe from the other side now.
Finally. Fight.
Ow. Sure, you can! That was a lot easier.
Looks like I win.
God damn it, this sucks. I lost. Oh well.
Chia is smiling brightly.
Chie, you don't get to go search for Labris like you wanted and you're laughing?
Well, I figured either way you'd save her. Labris, I mean.
I can't resist cracking a little smile at Chia's words. Ha, she seems naive, but she saw right through me. I guess she's sharper than she looks. One of my mission priorities is to limit collateral damage. To achieve that, I thought that destroying Labris would be my only option. But now that plan has been scuttled. My current plan is to save Labris and protect her. If I'm capable of succeeding at that, all the danger to the surrounding area will be prevented. I'll commit myself to this plan from now on.
Can I ask you to give her a message? Please tell her I said I was sorry for saying such cruel things and doubting her. Let her know I really want to talk with her when this is all over. Anyway, just tell her I apologized.
Yeah, I'll let her know.
Che's words are clumsy as ever, but what she lacks in speaking ability and vocabulary, she makes up for with emotion.
Thank you, Chie.
Huh?
On my way here, I was told that my strength was fake, that I was just immersing myself in training to escape my fear of losing others, that I was just sticking my head in the sand. And that was true. The reason I'm so hard on myself is because I'm scared. That might be a weakness of mine. But watching you made me realize it's okay to be like that. No, I don't want to lose anyone again. Ever. But that's how I can become stronger. Sheer raw strength is pointless. Getting the ability to see your deepest wishes through is true strength.
That's a little abstract, but I guess it's a compliment, though I still feel a little embarrassed about it.
I can't help but smile as well. After vowing to save Labris, I leave Chie and attempt to make good on my promises.
I'll bring Labrys back, no matter what.
As I run, the things that happened during my recent training and the things that happened in this world start to remind me of each other. An old acquaintance's face flashes in my mind. Someone who took good care of me. Someone I haven't seen in a while. Kurosawa-san. I'd heard he had been promoted to detective, but I haven't been able to personally congratulate him for that yet. There is another place that I need to go. There is another place that I need to go visit.
It's all over. I should go see him too.
After being forced to travel a circuitous path, that's a word I never heard before. I was eventually led back to the very room I was in a few minutes ago, the announcement room. I push the door ajar and find Labrys inside. But is she the real one or the shadow? When Labrys sees me, she seems genuinely frightened.
You again? You came all this way after me?
Her reaction and the color of her eyes. This didn't match any of the characteristics she had told me shadows would possess. It seems this is truly the real one. Looks like she was still safe. Before she denies her shadow, I must take her into custody at once.
Come with me. I won't let you get hurt.
I take a step forward and hold out my hand. But Labrys backs away, terrified, and keeps her distance.
Never going back there. I never want to get put through that again. I'm gonna run away. Just you watch me.
And where will you go? Is that how you're gonna solve everything? You won't even listen, huh? Fine. I didn't think anything I said would be enough to earn your trust. So come at me with everything you've got. I'll accept you for who you are.
The shadow will try and replace its originator. If I lose Labrys, I won't be able to fulfill my duty. Is my strength enough to grant my wish? Something told me that the results of my training were about to get their first real test.
Final. Fight.
Sure, you can! Pardon my pull! I did with sword.
Why won't anyone understand?
She's finally stopped moving. But Labrys's expression tells me that she's not all there right now. I wonder if I can get through to her now. Just as I'm about to speak, I only sense the wind for a moment. An undetected ambush from behind. A giant axe spun at such a high speed that it looks like a circular blade to the naked eye. No matter what part of that axe hits my head, it'll decapitate me for sure. Better not let it hit me then.
Oh, that's a pretty dangerous looking electric fan you've got there.
I'll have you know that axe is awesome. The shadow glowers at me with an expression of pure hatred. The murderous intent she showed is like any of the pathetic thugs I've faced, howling with rage as they try to land a punch. Excuse me. I'm in her head now. It looks like the real showdown's finally arrived. Having squandered her chance at an ambush, the shadow angrily prepares her next move. Labyrinth also sees the shadow and lets out a shocked yelp.
Please stop! This ain't what I wanted!
Hey, calm down. This is your shadow. It's you, isn't it?
A shadow is formed from the repressed parts of yourself. That's what Chie told me. But even after hearing the truth, Labyrinth continues to shake her head and deny it.
What good will accepting it? If I accept it, then I'm just... That's right. There's no way he'd understand. The Kirijo group created you as a tool. Of course, that's the only way they can think of you.
My words will not reach Labyrinth while she's like this. The shadow's cruel words have a tight grip on her heart. It isn't easy to support someone whose weakness has filled them with doubt and taken over their heart. I decide to listen to what the shadow has to say. This way I can understand the weakness that Labyrinth is harboring.
You didn't hesitate at all to attack him. It just shows your true colors. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through. Right? That's why we're in a school having a fighting tournament? You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other. Because if they do that, then they might understand. You want to make them understand. That ain't true! But it was no use. They didn't understand and kept getting in your way. It's all right, though. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll take care of everything from here. I'll destroy anyone who doesn't understand you and comes to get in your way. Just like you once did. Stop it! That's all a lie. You're not me.
Here we go. The shadow displays a satisfied smirk. She's waiting for the words of denial. It would be easier to just stop Labyrinth from saying those words, but it would be meaningless for me to do so. I kept my gaze on Labyrinth as she speaks the words of denial with finality.
Yes, that's right. I'm not you. I'm myself. Yes, the power.
Time for the bullfight!
I'm finally free. I won't let you or anyone else get in my way.
I stand before the shadow, who is laughing insanely and gurgling with newfound power. Her power is actually quite impressive, but I know there's no need for me to fear it. This is where the real battle begins.
Really think I'm gonna make it that easy?
The shadow contorts her face. Those were the same words that the shadow threw at me before, after all.
What's that? You wouldn't be destroyed that badly? Then I'll save her for later and crush you now.
I swore I'd protect Labyrinth. And I'm not gonna lose what I'm protecting ever again. Now, come get me!
Shut up, Kirijo dog!
Final. Fight!
Sure, you can! Ah, God. After silencing the shadow, I stand before Labris, but she casts her eyes down sadly.
Hey, what's with that face? Stand up and look at me. I have a message for you from Chie.
Huh?
She wanted to apologize for doubting you and hurting your feelings. She was really sorry about what she said. She wanted to tell you herself, too. She was so determined to save your heart that she threw everything she had at me.
Chie-san said that?
Also, Mitsuru, the girl in charge of the Kirijo group, learned what happened to you and was mortified to hear of it. Do you still think no one understands? That your pain is unique to you?
I never thought of things like that. I never imagined anyone understood me. But that's...
I'm a machine, not a human. Labris mutters and casts her eyes down again.
I don't know anymore. What am I supposed to believe?
You're human, so you must have the answer. Labris gazes up at me expectantly. It's true that I have something to believe in. But I don't just have something to believe in simply because I'm human. Plenty of people walk the earth with nothing to believe. I find it. I had to find it and grab hold of it myself. Indeed, I found it after facing down my weakness.
I don't know much about how you suffered in the past, or how many times your heart was broken. But don't give up. Believe in yourself and keep standing up to the world. No matter how many times you fail, some things you have to grasp for yourself.
Labris looks up. This time she finally looks me in the eye.
Myself?
That's right. If there's something you really want, fight for it. You'll never get it by running away. What's your strongest desire?
Labris falls silent. I don't prod her for an answer. You can't rush this. This is something women must find a way of facing down themselves, searching their heart for the answer, and making it take form on their own. I can't help her find her way. She does. If she doesn't find it on her own, it will be meaningless. Labris places her hand on her chest. She then closes her eyes and loses herself deep in thought. Eventually, she opens her eyes and looks at me.
I want people to understand how I feel.
Then there's someone you need to tell that to. And that's yourself over there.
When I point over the shadow that's fallen silent, Labris inhales sharply. Labris's shadow is a part of herself that she just denied. But because she denied that part, she must also realize that there's a question she needs to answer. Why did I deny myself? I'm sure Labris has found the answer already.
Get it? That's what you've been saying this whole time. In your own way. Yeah. I understand now.
After making this momentous realization, Labris stands up of her own will and faces her shadow. The awful part of herself that she denied.
I'm sorry I ignored you all this time. I was the one who left you all alone. know, you are me after all. This is my persona. So this is the other me.
It's not easy accepting yourself, but you managed to get past that. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Labrys's reply is slightly embarrassed yet proud. It's the exact combination of emotions I was hoping to
We
see.
should get going. You have some things you want to tell Chie too, right?
As we leave the announcement room, Mitsuru contacts me. Once the shadow disappeared, all the interference it was creating went with it. The jamming, the invisible walls, all gone. I begin escorting Labrys back to the real world. I follow Mitsuru's direction and then reach the specified location. A number of people have already gathered. I noticed Teddy, the Kanji, Chie, and others I had seen in the P1 commercial as well.
Oh, phew! You're okay, Miss President. Or should I call you Labrys?
Chie-san.
In contrast to Chie's enthusiasm, Labrys looks towards me as if she is unsure about how to feel about everything. Before I can nudge Labrys over towards Chie rushes over and takes Labrys's hand. She smiles brightly after she confirms that Labrys is alright. Labrys cannot resist the infectious air of happiness and breaks into a smile of her own.
Hello, sorry, who are you?
I'm liking that look you've got going on. It's like you just single-handedly saved the world from an evil army.
Jesus.
Yosuke, don't be so rude.
Chie turns towards me and bows energetically.
Hiko-san, thank you for saving Labrys.
No need to thank me. I just delivered the message you left me with.
Don't you have some people you want to introduce Labrys to? After being prompted, Chie dashes off and tugs Labrys by her hand towards her friends. The people waiting to greet them are everyday students. But none of them seem to be all that concerned by the fact that Labrys is an android. In fact, it seems like they're it seems like they're welcoming her into their group with big smiles. Looks like they're a pretty open-minded bunch. As I'm watching them, I'm joined by some familiar faces.
Are you all right, Akihiko?
I raise my hand as a response to her. That's enough for Mitsuru to understand the situation and smile. Aiga stands next to me and gazes at the group of people gathered around Chie and Labrys.
It seems my sister has also forged a bond.
That takes you back, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Though I am a machine, I understand what it means for people's hearts to come together. I would definitely like for my sister to learn that as well.
The battle that took place 3 years ago marked a major turning point, not just in my life, but for Aigas and the others that fought alongside me as well. Labrys has just reached that same turning point. Watching this unfold for someone else feels nostalgic and heartwarming at the same time. Mitsuru, however, is standing unmoved. She furrows her brow when is sporting a look I know all too well. Sheesh, what's troubling her now of all times? Igus notices that serious look on Mitsuru's face and speaks to her in a hushed tone.
Are you thinking of sealing my sister away again?
Don't tell me you're going ahead with that. I know you're in a delicate position, but I have serious issues with this.
No, you misunderstand. I realize full well the situation here. That's not what I was thinking about. What's bothering me is that the true culprit in this case never did show their face.
What? Didn't Labris say she escaped here on her own?
That's what I thought most likely at the time, but that scenario doesn't match what we've learned since then. How did Labris learn about this world? Why did she call in these other Persona users?
You had some basic investigation done on Inaba, right? If she regained her consciousness a while ago, it's possible she infiltrated your network and found out about that stuff.
That's not my only doubt. Labris's ability to cloud others' senses can only go as far as creating hallucinations. That's inconsistent with the ability to control people so thoroughly as to make them risk their lives in a hijacking. There's too much that doesn't add up.
That does seem suspicious.
Mitsuru is right. There are too many unexplained circumstances here. But why stand around worrying about it? All the answers we need are a few simple questions away. I call out to Labris.
How did you escape all the way here?
Huh? I was inside a chamber and...
Here we go. Labris tries to continue, but our body immediately goes completely frigid. That's not good. Labris looks like she's standing completely devoid of thought, but I know better.
Back!
I shout out a warning to everyone in the area. Labris immediately reaches for the large axe on her back and brandishes it.
What a pain.
I have to protect Chie and the other civilians. I immediately take a step forward and engage the expressionless Labris. This is a different situation than in our earlier battle. Since Labris can now use her persona, this is going to be a much more difficult fight. If we join forces to attack her, this would be a simple matter. However, Labris's body has already taken a lot of damage for all the battles from all the battles she's been in. There's no way of knowing if she'd survived a combined assault from us. Doubt and hesitation swirl around my mind and cloud my thoughts. I must make a decision and follow it with no regrets. That's when Mitsuru's sharp voice pierces the air.
Hiko, buy me some time.
Looks like she has some kind of plan up her sleeve. Then my course of action has been decided. I tightly ball my hand into a fist and extend it towards my opponent. I reiterate my vow.
I will protect you no matter what.
Final. Fight!
You're up. Caesar!
Woo, that did a lot.
Looks like I managed to keep her intact.
But she still seems to be under the control of someone else. Do we have to strike down on the one controlling her? But where could they be controlling Labris from? Just as I prepare to check the surrounding area for my outside presence for any outside presences, a voice echoes from somewhere.
You resorted to your fists in the end, after all. That's why people say your strength is fake.
I was wondering if this was going to happen. There's a familiar voice that I can't quite place. Darkness manifests from outside and of nowhere and coalesces in the form of a person.
What is that?
It's another Akihiko-san? Whoa! Is that Akihiko-san's shadow?
The darkness dissipates, and what was left standing there was me. Just like Labrys's shadow from before, he looks exactly like me. The only difference is in the eyes. While the others are stirring, he coldly declares,
On about resolve and whatnot. What have you been doing these past few years? Just training yourself to fight better, that's all. You haven't grown at all as a person. You're still running from your fear of losing people, just like before. So you are watching us. Looks like the mastermind of this thing has a lot of time to kill.
Huh? Mastermind?
He's taken aback by my taunt, but continues
What are
on.
you talking about? I came from the sea of your soul. Enough. You think you rattle me with that tired old theme?
The shadow, no, the mastermind, arrogantly tries to rile me up, but his taunts are powerless against me. I'm not taking the bait. No anger, not even surprise. There's nothing rising within me. My heart was completely placid.
You won't admit it. Then, rise again, my puppet. Dance until you shatter.
The enemy orders Labrys to stand. As if a puppet on strings, Labrys responds to the shadow's command.
Looks like you've shown your stripes already. That power proves you're not my shadow. So what? You still have no choice but to suffer. Unless you destroy this thing, it will keep rising up and attacking you all. What will you do?
I glance over at Mitsuru. She gives me a slight nod, and I laugh.
Sad to say, but this show is over.
What?
It means we won't fall for the same trick again. Yamagishi, now!
Just as Mitsuru's voice sounds, the ominous presence lurking within Labrys was repelled. Turns out the person who Mitsuru contacted before entering the TV was Fuka. I see. Her persona abilities could disrupt the control in Labrys without her having to enter this world.
Are you all okay? Fuka-san?
Fuka Yamagishi. She's a friend of ours who helped us greatly in the battle 3 years ago. She was an analytical persona. She has an analytical persona, and she herself is a whiz at digging up useful information. The Yasogami High students don't know anything about Fuka and are looking around in surprise.
Is this like Rise-chan's persona? Wait, where is she? This feeling. What the? That voice. It's not coming from in here. Whoever it is out there.
Seriously? She can use hers in the real world? That's amazing.
That's not your shadow, Akihiko-senpai. It's just a fake mimicking your appearance.
Very impressive to guess correctly from such a long distance away.
Guess nothing, bitch. She scanned a tower.
You must be the one behind all this. You stole Labrys and threw her into a TV. You were after persona users from the start. That's why you chose this school and tampered with Labrys's memories. And you just demonstrated how you controlled those hijackers.
Why did you go after these students? What are you up to? Personas and shadows are one and the same. If I poison your hearts, I can recruit shadows with unparalleled strength.
Wait, what? You mean turn our personas back to shadows?
The heart is frail. Its weaknesses are never fully vanquished. Given the opportunity, it can betray you and return to darkness. Old wounds that you thought you had overcome opened once again. You almost let go of your hearts, your personas. This one's desire to make people suffer was perfectly suited for such a plan.
Plan?
You caused all this to gather strong shadows?
Why would you do such a thing?
All the loose ends are finally getting tied up. I glare at the enemy as he smugly reveals his grand scheme.
That's enough. I see now that there's no room for any more excuses.
I pull out my evoker. I can perform a summoning without this now, but I still couldn't just let it go. It serves as a constant reminder of those days his fighting as part of C's. It's so I don't forget the joy, the sorrow, and the losses from those days. I point the muzzle to my head, just like I used to. The feeling of cold metal, the easy trigger pull.
You said before that I couldn't cast aside my fears.
Back then, I felt that I didn't care if I lived or died. I just wanted all the power I could manage. Whether my disregard for my own life was because I secretly wanted someone to punish me, or because I wanted someone stronger than I to forgive me and allow me to live. In either case, my resolution is no longer the same.
People who have no fears end up dying early or throwing their lives away. My determination coexists with my fears. I know that death and loss are always close by.
I squeeze the trigger of my evoker. A nostalgic sensation. I was just a kid 3 years ago when I laid my life on the line. But now, though, I can't allow myself to die. In my heart, I know that I cannot lose this fight. I've accumulated all this power to protect others. I'm risking my life in order to stay alive and keep my friends safe. That is my current determination.
Still say you're my shadow?
If a shadow is just another form of one's If a shadow is just another form of one's persona, then
My determination would never leave my side.
extra fight, let's go.
Final. Fight.
Ow. Sneaky bugger. He used Shadow Ray to get my grab to whiff.
No wonder you managed to drive back a god once. I didn't think you'd resist this fiercely.
I thought that I'd done some serious damage to that thing, but it seems he has no intent of giving up this ridiculous charade. He nonchalantly carries on while still wearing my face.
This is fine with me. Good enough for my purposes. I've confirmed you have enough power to meet my expectations.
Good enough, my ass.
Who do you think you are? You're really pissing me off!
The mastermind contorts my face into an eerie smirk and chuckles.
I doubted there'd be any meaning in in changing my appearance, but sure enough, it made for a very enjoyable game. I will see you in another guise next time. Just wait until then. Wait!
There's no way I'm letting you get away. I immediately close the gap between myself and him, but with a final smirk, he disappears. All that remains is his laughter.
Where is she?
The reading disappeared. It didn't move, it just vanished. What could this mean?
Back to square one again.
Bullshit! Don't you ever come back again!
Still, what was it planning on using our persona powers for?
It hasn't given up, right? And we'll see it again.
Indeed, based on what it said, I have every reason to assume that it'll return. The enemy's objectives are still mostly unclear, excuse me, and we don't even know who he is. We do have a lead, though. I look towards Mitsuru and Igus. Though I can't say this is the front. This is in front. Though I can't say this in front of the students, the fact that the mastermind knew about Labyrinth is a big clue. We're most likely dealing with someone related to Kirijo.
Don't worry about it. We'll handle things from here.
Wait, but it kinda said it was still after us.
Of course, you should be aware that the enemy is out there. Akihiko only means that there is no need to abandon your lives to pursue it. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. That is, after all, our duty.
I'll just leave the rest of the explanations to Mitsuru. She's much better at saying the right things in these situations. In the meantime, I glare at the empty space where the enemy was.
Battle will go on, huh?
After all the members of the Shadow Operatives safely returned from the inside of the TV, we decided to spend the day in Inaba and doing follow-up stuff and leave quietly the next day.
Glad things went well. Oh, but first, it's good to see you again. This is becoming a real reunion.
As Fuka looks behind her to the back seat, Mitsuru and Iga smile at each other. Even for those of us who fought that battle 3 years ago, journeying into a world inside a TV to retrieve a robot still sounds absurd. Still, we managed to accomplish our mission. We retrieved Labras and we kept the incident as contained as possible. However, our plan to leave quietly like a covert ops unit should, was foiled by that group of students.
Certainly a lively bunch to the very end.
Mitsuru seems to have thought the lapse in security wasn't enough to stain the overall success of the mission, and smiles. I recall the smiling face of those students as they came to see us, all from Inaba. I didn't think they'd show up. I didn't think they'd all show up. They turned a quiet departure we planned into a big scene. Labras, who opted Mitsuru not to reseal, whose Mitsuru has opted to not reseal, is still gazing out the rear window and waving to them.
You regret parting with them?
A little. But it's only a matter of time. I promised Chie and the rest that I'd definitely come back.
I want to see the Inaba group and say goodbye to them in person. Labras was the one who insisted on a formal goodbye. Not only that, she herself decided to leave them for a while and join the Shadow Operatives. If it was unlikely that she could go to school, even if it was unlikely that she could go to school with them, there may be some way for her to see her friends more often, instead of joining up with our secret group. But that wasn't what Labras wanted. There are things I must do in order to pursue the mastermind that dragged all of us into this incident. If I stay with the shadow operatives, I can accomplish those things. Those were her words. She has formed bonds, but rather than depending on them, she pushes forward. This must be why she's able to overcome a past filled with more grief than any ordinary person's. Her resolve is amazing. And Labrys isn't the only one who gained a new determination in these lands either. In order to speak of my own resolve, I straightened myself and faced Mitsuru.
Tsuru, may I talk to you?
What is it? It's unlike you to be so formal.
This won't be any time soon, but I'm thinking of leaving the shadow operatives eventually.
What?
Huh?
Fuka doesn't seem as hard-hit as the other members, but even she's looking at me with confusion in her eyes. This was exactly something that I've been thinking about from the very beginning. These feelings have been smoldering inside me ever since I received my first mission. And I finally found an avenue to direct those feelings. Mitsuru seems to realize that this is something I've given a lot of thought to, and responds in a business-like manner.
May I ask why?
There's something I want to do now. I can't do it while I'm part of an unofficial group like this.
People who fear random acts of violence and crime, people down on their luck, who have no one they can turn to. I want to be someone they can rely on. There is one great power that protects me when I'm faced with senseless acts of violence in the past, one that caused me great loss. It was an ordinary police officer, ones that caused me great loss. Right now, I'm forced to turn a blind eye to the plights of people, as though I have to carry out my obligations as a member. As long as I have to carry out my obligations as a member of the Shadow Operatives, I won't be able to help them. I'm going to have to forego protecting some of the smaller things in order to deal with the larger missions. This case helped me realize that I don't want to give up on those smaller things. I want to protect them.
See. I think you would be well suited to it, Akihiko-san.
Becoming a police officer to protect one city would be great too. I'm not against working my way up through official channels to become a force for security, but greater power is required to protect the larger area. And that power can't just come from my fists. There are greater intangible powers in society as well. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to work my way into the upper echelons as a government official either. Then again, I don't know if I'm cut out for all the for all that bureaucratic stuff. Mitsuru had been quietly taking in all my musings until she interrupted my train of thought with some surprising words.
Of all the things you were going to say, that's it?
What do you mean that's it? Even I know it's pretty ordinary, but...
Whether you man a police box or become a career officer, you should do it. And if you do, then I'll consider your circumstances. To an extent, whenever I need you.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
For a moment, I couldn't understand what Mitsuru meant.
Wait, are you planning on making me belong to 2 departments at once? Wouldn't use the Kirijo name for that, would you?
Sorry, she's already bought the police force. Bye!
Bite your tongue? I won't do anything. But even if I don't, it'll happen on its own. You underestimate the organization's need for you.
I'm kidding. Mitsuru's not Elon Musk.
Leaving that aside, if you're going to wish to become something like that, then there's something you need to do first.
You're right. I need to train more and...
No, I meant going back to college.
Mitsuru sternly adds, you should follow Yamagishi's example. That reminds me, I took a leave of absence from college to go on my own journey. I didn't have a problem with my classes while I was still attending. But what about
Don't
now?
worry, Akihiko-san.
I will calculate the units and time necessary for graduating and plan the most effective curriculum for you.
Time to put nose to the grindstone.
Counting on you, I guess. I've been thinking this for a while now, but Akihiko seems to need someone to manage him.
I'm honored.
Another trial for me to face.
Someone's in trouble.
Labros interjects with a joke at my expense and starts laughing. I guess Mitsuru and even Fuka warmly smile back at Labros. For a robot, Labros sure has a great timing and a great smile. I give up and heave a deep sigh before leaning back into my seat. Labros quickly formed new bonds in Inaba, and she will surely continue to form new bonds while she works within the Shadow Operatives. One's heart changes through encounters with others. It's always the same, whether your heart is covered in muscle or metal. Even if the culprit behind this incident were to appear again, he'd be no match for my new determination. The weather is great today. The day's cloudless sky is a perfect metaphor for my new resolve. Think about how fitting the situation makes me laugh to myself. That there are clouds there, right there. After all this traveling, I finally feel like I've taken a step forward. And that's Akihiko's story done. Okay, so let's see. Who next? Part of me wants to go Teddy to break up the monotony of story we've been going through. But it might be a good idea to get Yosuke over and done with. Yeah, I might as well get Yosuke over and done with before I do Teddy. But before that, so I'm going to take a quick bio break. Give me a sec, everyone. All right, I return. And give some goddess loves. And yeah, we will go with Yosuke. Just so we can get it out, get him out of the way. I forget. Have we gone through everyone who has a joke ending? I think there were only 3 people who had joke endings. Yeah, nothing in particular. Nothing in particular special for Yosuke. So let's get to it.
Oh, I'm so tired. What a busy day. Golden Week, huh? The holidays fell on pretty good dates this year. Jeunesse will be open for business during Golden Week 2. Come for our exciting Golden Week events. Stay for the low, low prices. Then again, it's my fault for taking this shift.
I can yap all I want, but the only reply I'm gonna get is my own echo. I begin to feel lonesome, so I started mopping faster. Still, my life such is the life of Yosuke Hanamura, a high schooler working at Jeunesse, Inaba's only shopping center. I get a lot of crap thrown in my direction because I'm the manager's son, but thanks to dealing with all that stuff, my skills have improved, and now I sometimes act as supervisor. Today's just another day on the job. This city, Yasu Inaba. Inaba City is a Inaba City, is a rural country town that doesn't have anything more than rivers and mountains. At least it's going to train. It's got a train running through it, but it isn't useful for commuting to the big city. The place isn't pretty enough to get sightseers either. It's a total dead spot. Really, just coming to the Jeanettes to shop is a pastime in itself for the people of this town. Our store carries more than just groceries and daily commodities. There are specialty shops selling fancy clothes and other stuff too. There's even a food court with a playground on the roof. We hold events up here sometimes, but all that stuff makes for some really busy weekends. When there's an extended holiday, you start to see cars with out-of-town license plate. It's in the parking lot, and now it's Golden Week. This is the busiest place. This is the busiest this place gets all year. However,
Well, I'm taking tomorrow off. Yeah, that's right. I'm free.
normally this definitely wouldn't be the time to be taking a day off. I saw the look on my dad's face when I turned in my request, but I didn't care. I absolutely can't miss tomorrow. Because
Gonna be back.
and by partner, I mean the guy who transferred in from the city last year, Yu Narukami. There's a reason I call him my partner and not just my friend. See, he and I solved the case that happened last year in this tiny little town. And it wasn't some dinky-ass problem like finding a lost cat or anything. This was big, a series of murders. On top of that, these weren't just any ordinary murders. The crimes took place in a world inside the TV. There were these monsters called shadows living there. You and I somehow got this power to defeat them, called personas, and from that point on, we started fighting and investigating. Luckily, we came across allies who also had the same ability, but even then, every day was a fight for survival. Together, we overcame danger after danger. With comrades like these, the word friend just doesn't cut it anymore. That goes as double for you. I'm indebted to him, and I trust him with all my heart. So partner feels more natural than best friend. Oh, God damn it. Give me a sec. Also, would this be the time to mention that people have actively shipped Yosuke and you? Yeah, I figured it crashed. Oh, there's an update available. I should take care of that. Are you serious? There we are. Unfortunately, my partner had to return to the city at the end of the school year. But we promised to meet up again during Golden Week. That was 2 months ago. It seemed like an eternity. I couldn't wait. But he'll be back tomorrow. I've only been working so hard lately so I could take Golden Week off. I'm so pumped about tomorrow that I just can't relax.
Time to go home and get ready for tomorrow. Let's go, Teddy.
Teddy's this, he's this animal suit thingy that we met last year inside the TV. He's feather-brained and he's as feather-brained as they come, but you just can't bring yourself to hate him. I ended up being the one taking care of him, so I took advantage of his appearance, and now he works as a costumed attention grabber for Juness. Did it crash again? What the hell? What? Oh my, are you kidding me? Okay, there. He's supposed to be on the same shift as me.
Teddy! Hello?
Sorry about that. That's weird. He usually comes running in ready to leave work. Oh, where is that guy? That's weird. He usually comes running in ready to leave for work. Ready to leave work. Did it just crash again? Whatever. I'm just going to have to stick with this. Oh no, my webcam just turned itself off. Hello? What's going on? I don't have time for this. If it happens again, then we're just going to have to stick with that until the end of stream. I asked the cleaning ladies, but no one's seen him since lunch. This is getting strange. He looks laid back, but he is a responsible worker, so so I doubt he's slacking off.
Is this him? Oh, it's Chie. Yo, Chie, what's up?
Oh, I'm glad you picked up. Are you free to talk right now?
Chie Satanaka. He's a fellow classmate at Yasugami High School. She's another of the comrades that fought with us last year. Those of us who used Persona formed an investigation team and went about solving the case. We did it because we were the only ones who could find the killer and stop the murders. You was our leader, just so you know. Chie was in charge of brainstorming, I guess. Oh, and steak. I mean, not that she was our leading expert on steak, but she just liked it a lot. I remember she would sigh for you to return too. Is she calling to confirm stuff about tomorrow? She probably just forgot that where we're meeting up. I decided to mess with her a little.
Yeah, I just got off work. Didn't I already email you about tomorrow? You deleted it without reading it, didn't you?
I didn't delete it!
Ha! She's so defensive. I didn't even send her an email. Hilarious. Anyway, she suddenly gets serious. Asshole.
Anyway, I heard a sort of disturbing rumor. The Midnight Channel might be back again.
Huh? The Midnight Channel?
That takes me by surprise. The Midnight Channel. That was an urban legend that became popular last year. If you stare into a blank TV at midnight while it's raining, you'll see your soulmate. Sounds sketchy, I know, but it was true. I mean, you didn't see your soulmate or anything, but it did show you somebody on the TV. Long story short, whoever was showing on it was the next victim in the series of murders last year. But it turned out there was some crazy guy doing it and the actual dirty work. In the end, we showed him and put the urban legend to rest. Or at least so I thought.
There's no way. Who told you that?
Excuse me.
An underclassman at our school. I tried to get more details out of her, but she took off in a huge hurry.
Dude, you didn't growl at her or anything when you heard about it, did you?
I can see it now. Chie grabbing the poor girl by the collar, scaring her out of her wits. She'd do it too. She doesn't stop when she gets an idea into her head.
No, I was completely normal. At least I think I was. So anyway, the girl she was with said something about a fighting show. I didn't get any details, but she didn't seem like she was lying.
Fighting show? That's nothing like what was being shown on the Midnight Channel last year. Maybe she was just mishearing the other students talking about some normal sports program. No, wait. I think I heard some customers talking about that today. Whoa! They were talking about the Midnight Channel?
And hey, the forecast says it's gonna rain tonight. Why don't we check it out?
Yeah, good call. If this is for real, we can't ignore it. But if it turns out to be a hoax, you better buy me dinner.
Then you owe me steak if it's true.
What? Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
I was trying to lighten the mood, but things didn't really turn out that way. I'm sure my partner would have done a better job at it. He'd say, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it," or something. Still.
Midnight Channel, huh? If it's true, that guy is a disaster magnet.
Come to think of it, the incident last year started the moment you came to Inaba. If this new Midnight Channel rumor is true, I'm going to start calling him the Mystery Maker. That is, if it actually shows anything. Honestly, I'm around 90% sure nothing's going to happen. There's no way anything's going to show up.
Yeah, I should call Kanji too, just in case.
Kanji was another member of the investigation team. He's a year younger than the rest of us. Because of his looks and the way he speaks, people get the impression that he is a violent hoodlum. Poor dude. He's actually a hard-working, honest guy. He's not the type to screw around at night, and I'm sure he'd be eager to answer a call from an upperclassman like me.
Huh. It's not picking up.
Maybe he's too busy knitting something. Despite appearances, Kanji has a surprising knack for delicate needlework. And he's no slouch either. His work's as good as people who make a lot of money selling this stuff. Up until last year, he kept that hidden because it didn't mesh with his image. But a lot of stuff happened, and now he's not so hung up on it. He now sells his handmade knitted dolls at his family's shop, Tatsumi Textiles. They're usually pretty popular, and lately he's been carrying yarn and knitting needles with him all he's been carrying yarn and knitting needles with him all the time. Come on, answer already.
Guess I'll try his home phone too.
Tatsumi Textiles should be closed now, so I shouldn't have a problem getting through. And to back up my theory, Kanji's mom picked up picked right up.
Hello, this is the Tatsumi residence.
Oh, I'm sorry to call at such a late hour. This is Yosuke. Is Kanji-kun there?
Oh, hello, Yosuke-kun. As for Kanji,
Huh? Did something happen?
I can't find him.
You can't?
I thought he was sleeping in the living room, but he wasn't there when I checked in on him. I thought he might be with you.
Oh, yes. We're gonna have an all-night study group, and I bet I just missed him. I'll wait up for him here. Okay then. Good night.
Oh man, I totally panicked there and came up with some lame BS. Kanji's not here, not there. He left without a word, without a trace. I suddenly thought of Teddy, too. No one's seen him since this morning, either. He didn't tell me anything about where he'd be. Hold on, could this be...
Why am I freaking out so much? This is Kanji we're talking about. So what if I can't get a hold of him? I'm sure he's fine.
I try to reassure myself that everything's okay, but my anxiety doesn't go away. First, this new Midnight Channel thing, and now people are disappearing. Give me a break, man.
Damn it, I just want to fall asleep.
God, your room is such a mess. I mean, I'm one to talk, but still. I figured Kanji isn't home. I figured Teddy isn't home either. I grabbed some food and headed to my room. It's been a while since I had to wait for midnight to watch the Midnight Channel. The wait is always so long. I can't do anything but keep looking at the TV, so I start fiddling with the remote.
This is iNews, and here are our top stories. We begin with a hijacking of a domestic flight to Kagoshima yesterday morning. Police began their interrogation of the suspects today.
And again, this was the hijacking that Iga thwarted.
Man, things are crazy all over the country today.
Last year, Inaba was all over the news. People I knew were being interviewed left and right. Then again, I didn't have any time to pay attention to any of that stuff until we closed the case. Jumping in and out of the TV all the time really takes it out of you. I'd always hit hit the sack the instant I came home. I ought to be dead tired right now, what with all the work I've been putting in at June S. But I'm so impatient that I'm really more annoyed than anything else right now. I stare at the clock and stare and stare. Damn it, move, you stupid minute hand! My cell phone rings again. It's Yukiko this time. Yukiko Amagi, another member of the investigation team, and best friends with Chie. Her perfect poise makes her the center of every guy's attention, but she's definitely not what I'd consider ladylike. How can I put it? She's the biggest airhead I know. But that's what makes her fun. I mean, and if she is what every dude in Japan wants, I think we're all in for some trouble. Ignorance is bliss, and to judge by all the guys who are after her based on her image, I think that's true. But I also think that the Yukiko I know is better than that misplaced ideal. Exactly, you get it, Yosuke. Because her family runs an old high-class hotel, she has pressures that other people can only imagine. But deep down, she's just a normal girl with real feelings. Like I really know what I'm talking about. If Yukiko heard me saying this, she'd kill me. Probably by making me eat her cooking. Her curry tastes like something and they'd have to pass a law to prevent people from ever discovering again.
Yosuke-kun? Good evening, this is Yukiko. I got an email from Chie a moment ago.
Yeah, she told me too. About the Midnight Channel coming back, right? Sheesh. I bet she was half asleep when she emailed you.
I could tell she was worried, so I tried making a joke. Come to think of it, Yukiko never really calls me like this. She must really be worried. I waited for her to reply, and what she had to say next took me by surprise.
I received a phone call saying that Rise-chan disappeared. Oh, I mean, not literally, but it seems they can't get in contact with her.
Really?
Rise is another part of the investigation team. She's our junior at Yasogami High. Her full name is Rise Kuchikawa. Yeah, you recognize the name, right? The famous pop idol Rise Kuchikawa, aka Rosette. Last year, she announced she was taking a break and came here to Inaba to live with her grandmother. But she's starting work again this year, so she's been going in and out of the city with all the stuff she's doing. From what Yukiko just told me, her manager couldn't get a hold of her all day and tried looking up the Amagi Inn to ask if Yukiko had any ideas.
She didn't mention any problems she was having to you, right?
No, I think she would have told us if anything was troubling her. She was busy, but happy to be working.
Right. And now rumors of the Midnight Channel coming back.
Yeah.
Yukiko's voice is gloomy. Listening to this is making me restless too. But if you're depressed, you start thinking about some bad things. Going down that road is going to get to her. What would you do? Shoot, this is the millionth time I thought that today. Anyway, I tried to cheer Yukiko up.
Let's not get carried away. First, we need to see if the Midnight Channel's really back. There's no use worrying over things we don't know are happening. It's always important to be sure first, right?
You're right. Thank you, Yosuke-kun.
I hear the relief in Yukiko's voice when she hangs up. It let out a sigh. A big sigh that I could never have let Yukiko hear in her state. Teddy's nowhere to be found. Kanji's vanished too. And to top it off, no one can get a hold of Rise. And for that Midnight Channel rumor to start up again at the exact same time.
It's way too much to be a coincidence.
Out of habit, I start going through the contacts in my phone. And when I reach the name Narukami, I hesitate.
He's not even here yet. I'll only make him worry.
As the leader of our investigation team, Yu has the biggest part in it all. But he's done with all that now, living a normal life back in the city. He's coming back to enjoy our reunion. I don't want to make him worry.
If anything, I should call him after I know something.
I open the curtain and look outside. Like Chie said, it was raining. All the conditions for the Midnight Channel to show up have been met. If it's going to, that is.
Can't happen. It's over.
I say that aloud, but in my heart, I'm dreading that it'll show. It was like I was almost looking forward to it.
Almost midnight.
Here we go.
Rivals. They are friends, yet powerful foes.
Been a while since we've seen this.
The desperate fighting program amongst high school students. A new legend is about to start.
May the manliest of all men come on down!
Nobody touches his precious Nanako, the sister complex kingpin of steel, Yu Narukami!
It's only natural.
Wage slave in the boonies by day, hero by night, Captain Resentiment, Yosuke Hanamura!
Everything that forced me has gotta go!
A spunky dragon with deadly legs, the carnivore whose discarded womanhood, Chie Satonaka!
You need to eat more meat!
Please escort me to the ring, my prince! The unconquerable Snow Black, Yukiko Amagi!
I'll finish you in one strike!
Blooming roses and bulging muscles, the blood-curdling beefcake emperor, Kanji Tatsumi! Deep into realms of romance, the body of a child, the brain of a genius, the 2000 IQ killjoy detective, Naoto Shirogane!
Is this an army of idiots?
Fight and survive towards the one throne waiting at the end! The P1 Grand Prix where fierce fights will be fought! The battle begins tonight!
I just saw the guy's face.
What the hell?
Seeing yourself on TV is really shocking. Am I really that goofy looking? No, that's not it.
Me, Captain Ressentiment.
Ressentiment. I know that word from King Moron's class. What was it again? Something about the weak hating the strong. Some kind of jealousy. Now, why the hell would I get a lame name like that? Just the sound of it makes me mad. Ressentiment.
Too much. This is way too much.
Now I know why Yukiko and Kanji hated the Midnight Channel so much. Well, I thought I know all about what happened last year, but this time I'm actually experiencing it. See, everyone who ended up as part of the investigation team was on the Midnight Channel at some point. And the Midnight Channel doesn't just show any old you. It shows the weakest part of you, the part you don't want to come out, but made supersize. In other words, fake footage of you so humiliating that you want to crawl under a rock and die is broadcast all over town. And you and I managed not to have that happen to us. So I guess I never really knew how bad it felt. Up until tonight, that is. Did everyone in town see this? And it's going to show up again every night it rains? Damn it, how they managed to go on without skipping town is beyond me. Seriously, I gotta give them mad props for sticking it out. But now's not the time for that.
Is that Teddy in that weird costume?
He was acting like the host. Does that mean he's the one broadcasting the Midnight Channel this time? Could it mean that Kanji and Rise are involved too?
What's going on?
Ah, crap! Why was you there too, and why now? What am I going to tell him? He's come back for the holidays, and everyone's going to be, oh look, it's the Sister Complex Kingpin. That's messed up. Should I tell him not to come? Wait, what can't I tell him at all? Knowing me, I'll accidentally call him that myself. I know I'll at least say he has a sister complex, as I won't be able to help myself.
Shit!
As I wrestle with the confusion, the sudden sound scares the crap out of me, and I panic for a second. Get it together, Yosuke. You're a third year. Who could be calling me now? Ah, hell no. Of all people, it had to be you. What should I do? Tell him? Don't tell him? I reflexively hit the answer button before I figure out what to say.
Hello, this is Yosuke.
Yosuke?
He's suspicious of me. Like, really suspicious. I nervously passed the phone from one hand to the other several times.
I just freaked out when you called all of a sudden. Yeah, that's it. What's up? Hey, when do you want to meet?
That's not why I was calling.
I know how I sounded, but Yu's voice was calm. Wait, is he laughing at me?
The Midnight Channel. You saw it too, right?
Huh?
My mind went blank. How do you see it? Isn't only a location thing, a local thing? Don't tell me it's a nationwide broadcast
Did I
now.
not tell you? Since we're meeting up early tomorrow, I decided to come today.
Maybe he sensed how bewildered I was since he explained everything so calmly. I see. So Teddy disappeared before he could tell me you was coming today. I'm still trying to piece together. I'm still trying to piece things together as you
I
continues.
figured you wouldn't think I could have seen it, so I gave you a call.
Well, I assumed you weren't here yet, so I didn't want to rely on you.
You haven't changed.
Oh, I can tell he's a little angry now. I can just see him shaking his head. I bet he can tell why I'm acting so nervous right now. Damn, this is embarrassing.
How about it? You're not gonna leave this be, are you, Captain Resentiment?
Why'd you zero in on that part? Did you see how they called you a sister complex kingpin?
Mine's not that bad.
You think?
Jeez, he's so forgiving. That's just like him. Man, I really feel like an ass now.
I ought to tell you, that program's not the only strange thing lately. Teddy, Rise, and Kanji aren't here either. They disappeared.
When I put it all into words like this sounds a lot worse than when I was thinking about it. I can hear a hint of tension in Yu's voice.
We should get together tomorrow like we planned.
Yeah, at the Jeunesse food court. Welcome back, partner.
It's good to be here.
Talking with you takes me back. Calling him partner was kind of sappy, I guess, but he takes it in stride. I suddenly feel a lot less confused now. He's something. Decisiveness, confidence, he's got strength that I don't. My wandering eyes happen to stop on my desk drawer. My career choice application is in there. Well, part of it well past its due date.
Oh, right. Sorry to say, I forgot to pick up your souvenir.
A souvenir? Don't even worry about it, man.
Does anyone remember what the souvenir is?
Sure? I thought you were really looking forward to it. Those nurses.
Nurses?
I have a bad feeling about this. Warning bells go off in my head before I can figure out what's going on. You had sounded so calm because he was trying to hold back laughter all this
He
time.
asked me to get it for you. He said you were crushed that they got burned.
Wait, this is all...
I didn't know you were into nurses.
Shut up! That's enough! Damn it, you're trying to wind me up, aren't you? Stay home, you jerk.
But I'm already here. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
I hang up, barely resisting the urge to throw the phone across the room. Okay, don't panic. I need to call Chie and tell her about the plan. How am I supposed to look everyone in the face tomorrow? As if it was reading my mind, my phone goes off again. Lo and behold, it's Chie calling. Anyone can see what's coming next.
Hello?
What the hell was that carnivore who's discarded womanhood crab?
Chie's raging at the top of her lungs.
Almost blew out my eardrum.
I haven't discarded it! I haven't! You hear me?
I let her blow off steam for a bit. Once in a while, I have to check to make sure I haven't accidentally turned on the speakerphone. She's that loud. I mean, I know the feeling, but can you please calm down? Once Shia gets tired of complaining and hangs up, my fears and exhaustion are blown away. I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm gonna find out. Then I'll crush who's ever behind this. Junes is crowded as hell thanks to Golden Week. I see some employees whispering to each other and looking at me, but I pretend not to notice. I run into you before everyone else. Thankfully, he doesn't bring up the nurse thing again, instead talking about the welcome party he had with Nanako. Maybe there's a little truth to that sister complex line, eh? As we step into the food court, Chie and Yukiko are both sitting in their usual spots.
Welcome back! We missed you! The guest of honor's finally here! You're looking well.
Welcome back. Should we...
Huh? Oh, he already knows about the Midnight Channel thing. He's actually the one who called me up about it.
Oh, I see. This has turned into a pretty thrown-together reunion, hasn't it? But I'm glad you came.
Both of them sound happy. Neither of them show the as I'm totally counting on you attitude towards me. What's up with that?
Hey, Yosuke, why the long face?
Shut up! It's a man thing. Just gotta deal with it.
Oh, is it about your guidance counseling paper? The teacher asked me to tell you that you need to hurry and turn yours in.
Huh? You haven't turned that in yet?
Yikes! Shut up! Shut up! That's not it.
Seeing you take his seat, I clear my throat and grab their attention. All right, let's start
Well, it
this.
sucks that we can't hang out more before jumping into another mystery, but to celebrate our partner's return...
Abso, welcome to the stream. How was your day?
I hereby reinstate the investigation team in response to the Midnight Channel going back on the air last night.
Oh, the team is back! Just hearing that name again gets me all fired up. Yeah, let's do this!
I don't think the applause is necessary.
I mean, it's pretty exciting, but the reason then we're reforming is the team is because there's another case to solve. I look to you for some support, but he's clapping along with the rest of them. Et tu, Narukami? Anyway, seeing them all open into an idea, take some of the tension out of the situation.
Tracking. I mean, this is no laughing matter. No one's heard from Teddy, Kanji, or Rise. Just those three, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a hold of Naoto-kun, but I didn't tell her about this stuff. She told me she couldn't make it today because of her job, so I didn't want to worry her. She seemed pretty bummed that she couldn't be here too.
Naoto is another investigation team member. She was the last to join, and she's 1 year below us in school. Even though she's a student, she's also a detective, and the cops rely on her for tough cases. Naoto helped out a lot during last year's incident. She's incredibly skilled, but that also makes her really busy. Even after the events of last year, she's been running around. She tried to get an opening in her schedule for today, but I guess it didn't work out.
One thing's been bothering me. The picture on the TV was very clear last night.
Why do I look so surprised right now?
Yeah. Going by the pattern from last year, it wouldn't be that clear until after the victim entered the TV.
Hey, isn't this the first time a big group of people was shown together? Plus, we're still here. Why us anyway? And what's up with those insulting descriptions?
Both Chie and Yukiko are crying lies and slander, but those catchphrases they got were pretty on the mark, if you ask me. Of course, so I'd never say it to their faces, hell no. I do value my life, you know.
What bothers me most is Teddy. He was acting like the host of that show.
Yeah, we can't find him.
This smells fishy. Then again, I doubt he would play a prank like this for no reason.
I agree there. We don't have much choice but to ask Teddy. We don't have much choice but to ask Teddy why he's doing this. Which means
we'll just have to go inside the TV and find out what's going on.
Won't we be stuck in there without Teddy to give us an exit?
Uh-huh, not so. I've had Teddy keep the exit TV out on that side.
Look at you, all prepared.
I mean, think about it. What if we were half asleep and fell into a TV when Teddy wasn't over there? Isn't that a scary thought?
that would never happen. Never, never, never.
Like anyone would be that clumsy.
Anyway, it sounds like it's safe for us to go investigate then.
Yeah, there's no doubt that something's going on in there.
The host, Teddy, has disappeared, but he isn't the only one missing. Kanji was listed as one of the participants, and Rise wasn't even mentioned. We're just going to have to jump in the TV and investigate. You gives the order.
Everyone ready?
We're all good to go. To tell the truth, I had a hunch that this was going to happen.
I'd already lugged out all my weapons and junk today with the intention of doing this. It'll be my first time in a while going into the TV world. And the first time in a while I've done anything out of the ordinary at all. This is serious, but I can't help but be excited about this. You know what I mean? The day is when we ran around as the investigation team. I mean, it wasn't all fun and games, and there were plenty of hardships and sad times. But I learned a lot of important stuff because of them. It changed me. I never felt so fulfilled in my life. So it makes me wonder, what about this time? Is something like that waiting for me? Something that's going to change me.
Man, what am I thinking?
I shake my head and focus on the task at hand. We don't know what lurks inside the TV. Negligence could mean death. I leave the food court with the rest of the investigation team.
It's a holiday, so the store's full of people.
I feel like things are picking up around town.
This is going to be the last time we see this scene.
You know, it's been a while since last time.
I'm a little nervous.
Whoa, wait! There are still people in this aisle!
Hey, get ready!
Huh?
The customers are going away!
Let's go!
At the next save point, I should call the stream.
Isn't this different from usual? Oh no! What do we do?
What can we do? We can't stop now!
Actually, we still have a bit of time. So maybe a battle or two, and then we'll end the stream. I can hear a lot of people talking far away. Actually, before we resume, I'm going to take one more quick bio break. Give me a sec, everyone. All right, I'm back. More Goddess Hearts. Where am I? I'm at a desk. I raise my head slowly to find myself up at the same old desk, with the setting sun filling the room. Man, my mind isn't thinking straight. Wait, what was I doing? Shoot, did I doze off?
I should hurry home and get to work. What the?
All of a sudden, the sound of cheering echoes from outside. The students in the classroom all join in the cheering and rush out the door. The hell? Seriously? What is going on? I run to the window and look down into the schoolyard. The area in front of the school gate is swarming with students. I look around, but there isn't anyone left in the room to ask. I don't want to go be a rubbernecker just because everyone else is. But I have to find out what's going on. After some internal debating, I decided to take a look. There's a giant crowd at the school gate. The gate itself had some funky decoration and a big-ass sign.
One Grand Prix?
I've seen those words somewhere before. Where was it? Where did I see it? My mind's all hazy. I can't think. Whoa, now what?
You think it's funny causing a commotion like this at school? I better see everyone involved in this heading home right now.
I turn around to look at where that whistle came from and see a female student standing there holding a megaphone. She has a long ponytail and strong-willed eyes. Damn, she's really hot. God damn it, Yosuke. When did a girl like this end up in our school? And how did I not know about it until now? She really stands out, but I don't think I've ever seen her before.
Get this huge set. Some people are always up to shenanigans.
That's a fun word, shenanigans. I can almost see the anger baking off of her. She's definitely, she definitely has a lot of spirit. And yet, none of the other students had so much as turned around. She gets ready to blow her whistle again when our eyes meet.
Oh, it's you. That Grand Prix contestant, Yosuke-kun. I mean, Captain Ressentiment.
I remember now. The P1 Grand Prix that showed up on the Midnight Channel. Used the Sister Complex Kingpin and chased the Carnivore. And I'm Captain Ressentiment. What a fantastic nickname. I just want to go kill myself. Who the hell came up with this crap? What the heck is the P1 Grand Prix anyways? Don't tell me it's being held at the school.
You're dressing up to being part of it, huh? Well, listen up. You better cut this crap out quick. The student council didn't approve this.
Huh? The student council?
Come on. Don't tell me you don't remember who your student council president is.
Student council president?
With a prominent position like that, there's no way I couldn't remember her.
Hello, boys and girls of Yasogami! The P1 Grand Prix is about to begin!
I just noticed I lost some frames. That's not good.
Voice. Is that Rise? She's here at school?
They're even using the school PA system. How many times do I gotta repeat myself? This is your last warning. Stop this at once.
Oh no, it's Miss Sourpuss. She's trying to stop our fun. Everyone, get her out of here!
After Rise gives the order, all those students turn around and look, and they rush straight at us. Geez, not a single one of them gave a damn about their president up until now.
Hey, you're kidding, right? Dude, Rise, do something about this.
What are they trying to do to us? I'm not going to start at anything crazy here, but this probably isn't the time to start taking things easy either. At the very least, I should get this girl to safety. I turn towards her. Surprisingly, she's standing her ground in the face of all the students. She's defiantly staring back at them.
I warned you all.
Miss President tosses her megaphone aside and lightly taps one of the charging students, and then slams to the ground. And he slams to the ground as if a truck had hit him. The other students soon meet the same fate. It's like they didn't expect her to do anything. Before I know it, the student council president is the only one left standing.
Amazing.
So much for that. Then how about this?
When Rise speaks, the monitor above the girl's head starts swinging back and forth.
Right?
My body moves out of instinct. I yank her aside and shove her behind me to protect her. I look up and the giant monitor is right in front of my face. Oh shit!
Huh? Am I dead?
What was that you did?
I slowly open my eyes to see someone I know very well standing before us. The other me, my persona, Jiraiya. The monitor was cut right in half, the two pieces flying in on either side of us. I was able to summon my persona. Wait, this isn't Yasugami High? You can only summon personas inside the... Hey, that's right! Oh yeah! I finally remember everything. I jumped inside the TV with you and the others. But wait. Then who is this girl? What the heck is our school doing inside the TV world? I'm sitting there confused when Rise's voice chimes in from the PA system.
Could have just died.
What?
Jeez.
You aren't worth anyone's effort. You just get in the way and cause trouble for people around you.
Rise.
That was definitely Rise's voice. So I guess she's inside the TV too. But I'd never expect her to say something that cruel. What's going on
I
here?
won't let you destroy the school. You're in the announcement room, huh? Well, wait there. I'm...
Hey, what are you going to do?
Sorry about that. Wait there, I'm coming for you. The student council president starts running toward the school building. Then she turns around and waves.
Saving me back there.
After all that glaring, this is the first time I've seen her smile. Wow, she's cute. And in the game, Yosuke, I mean, I totally agree, but still. After that, she runs off again like the wind. And she thanked me too. So I've gotten an in. No, bad Yosuke. This is no time to get that all hot, to get hot and bothered.
Wait up. It's too dangerous to go alone.
It was really impressive the way she was tossing those people left and right, but it's too dangerous to run around here without a persona. Besides, a world like this in the TV means that as I try to chase after her, the PA comes in, cuts into my train of
Sorry
thought.
about that mishap. The first round's challenger is already here.
The watching students are all looking this way. Wait, does she mean does she mean this challenger is...
Me?
But first, the general has a few words for you all.
Please get it over with quickly, I gotta end stream soon. A nearby monitor turns on. Teddy is on it.
Has finally come. I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own P1 Grand Prix.
Teddy, you bastard! What are you doing? You disappeared and we...
Bring out his opponent.
Hey, listen to me!
Smoke shoots out, enveloping everything. Wait, someone's stepping out of it. Good lord.
Oh, it's Yosuke. What a letdown.
Jeez, sorry, it's only me. Hey, what's going on here? Rise and Teddy both seem... Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh my god. She is acting weird. Okay, she's always weird, but this is this is weird even by GA standards. Her eyes are glistening and she's... What the hell? Why is she licking her lips while she's staring at me?
Yosuke, can I eat you?
Huh? Sure.
Carnivore does not mean cannibal.
Wait, what?
Would it be better to fatten you up first? I'm not a fan of stringy cuts.
Good lord.
What are you talking about?
You.
What are you saying? I mean, seriously.
Wait a second. Maybe it's just a figure of speech or something more intimate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no way she'd have the guts to say that in front of everyone. As I panic, Chie strikes the kung fu pose and makes a forceful declaration.
You're the reason I
what you mean. And why are you saying that like you're quoting someone?
Yosuke, don't worry. It'll be painless.
Good lord.
Nuh-uh. There's no way it won't hurt.
You'll continue to live inside me.
Forever!
Phrasing!
In your stomach?
Thanks for the food! Persona!
This is a weird way to start it. She summoned her persona? Is she serious? Like, is she really seriously going to nom down on a Yosuke fillet? I like how he actually used the word nom.
What the hell? She has gone bye-bye. Damn it, I gotta fight.
I need to fight for my life. There's no way I'm going to beat me her 3-course meal. Just finishing my war. Okay, we are going to do this battle and then we have to end stream.
Final. Fight.
God damn it. Yes, it's happening. Just trying to get my Yosuke legs. Excuse me? We are going to end there for today. Because I don't really have the time to go any further.
Persona 4.
Oh, whoop. Wrong place. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. We are making steady progress. So we shouldn't be... though I can't say how much more time it's going to take in order to finish the P4 story mode. And we still haven't touched the Ultimax story, the stories yet. Welcome to the stream, Kronk. Well, I've already saved, so I'm going to refund that after stream. Anyway, yeah. Let's figure out something. Let's see who we have to raid. Is Kyrie streaming by any chance? Nope. So we'll raid Hoshino. Okay, so tomorrow, we're ending the stream here, and next week we'll resume the RPG mode for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So thank you all for watching. This is Metis Balaska signing out.